you have no program. All you're doing is circling around and through the fellowship. If you don't open the book Alcoholics Anonymous and take the spiritual exercises found therein, you will not have a program, and you will probably die if you're really alcoholic. Now, the meetings I used to go to in the old days, you never heard anything like that. You didn't hear about the steps. There was always a cranky old-timer in the meetings I went to. Somebody who had like cranky old-timer status, like Horatio Gerbil Feather, Well, Horatio Gerbil Feather says. And they would always have these little one-liner wisdom teachings like, if you never drink, you won't get drunk. If you're like me, burdened with a mind, I'm thinking, well, if I never juggle chainsaws, I won't cut my kneecap off either. I mean, what difference does it make? I am not going to say I did a good job going through the steps the first time. I did an adequate job. I began to heal emotionally. Addressing the steps was the beginning of emotional recovery, emotional sobriety for me. I experienced some real relief from some of those really devastating, emotional, traumatic type feelings and experiences. Listen, it took a long time for me to get to where I am today, which is, I truly can say today I'm recovered from a hopeless state of body, mind, and spirit. I really am. But it took a lot of time. It took a lot of step work. It took a lot of meetings. It took a lot of service work. Here I am. I've gone through the steps. Now I'm sponsoring some people. One of the things that I learned was it was very good for me to go through this process over and over again with these people, because I'd do a fourth step too, and I'd do a fifth step too. I didn't want them to think that I'm telling them to do stuff that I won't do. So I'm starting to work the steps like crazy. Now, I found out something very significant. The significant thing is the people who went through the steps are still sober, and they're taking people through the steps. And there's a whole group of them from back around 1995 or so who are really, really powerful and important members in Alcoholics Anonymous because of the amount of recovery work they do with other people. Over the course of the years, I would heal more and more. Every single year, I'd heal more and more emotionally. One of the things one of my sponsors taught me way back early on was this. I was celebrating 90 days, and I was a wreck because I was going to stand up in front of like 100 people and take a 90-day chip, and I had to say something, And this is way before the steps, so I was scared to death. And he looked at me, and I was just a bundle of anxiety. And here's what he said. He goes, "Chris, man, I'm glad I'm not you. Man, I'm glad I'm not at 90 days. I never want to go back to where you are." And he goes, "But let me tell you something. I'm glad I'm not at where I was at a year. I'm glad I'm not the same person I was at 9 years. Now, I'll even go better than that. I'm glad I'm not the same person I was last month." And what he was telling me that recovery is progressive. Recovery, it gets better and better and better according to your level of participation and according to your diligence in seeking to improve your conscious contact with God. I believe that today. That's an example of emotional recovery. With emotional recovery, you have the ability to get involved. You have the freedom to get involved. You're not crippled. You're not in bondage to self and worrying about things. You're actually able to grow and blossom. I'm what is known as a grateful alcoholic today. I really am. Every single positive thing in my life is a direct result of the principles of Alcoholics Anonymous and my meager participation in it. The craziest thing I see on a day-to-day basis is alcoholics that don't embrace this thing with everything they've got.
Trudging the road to happy destiny isn't easy for everyone. So thanks for watching, and thank you for supporting this YouTube channel. If you like this content, please like the video and please subscribe to the channel. Also, shoot us a comment down below and let us know what you're doing to stay sober today. And remember, easy does it.